Hello, good evening. It's 5:30 p.m. Um, here near Mysore, Karnataka, India. Um, so I don't always answer questions that people think I should answer when they're sending me all these things. You know, I'm doing this all when I do answer and I make a video. I don't even know if the people who ask the questions watch it. So I'm doing this because I feel like doing it. I don't have any obligation. Most of the people who actually have the nerve to keep asking questions, I don't even know personally. So I'm not going to worry about anyone complaining about what I'm responding to and what I'm not responding to. It's my business. And I'm not saying that to be sassy. I'm just saying that because it's the truth. But one of the biggest things that people always ask me, especially about my Instagram account, why don't you ever post about Ashtanga Yoga? You know, you're always posting Kali and Prachangita and these fierce goddesses, and it scares us. And you're posting about Tantra and it scares us. And I'm like, then don't look at my Instagram. You know, I can post whatever I feel like posting. It's my Instagram, mine. And I'm not saying that to sound like a spoiled brat. Again, I'm not saying that to be sassy. It's mine. I can do what I want with it. But the thing is, do you read what I'm writing on most of my Instagram posts? If you read what I'm writing, I actually talk about Ashtanga Yoga a lot. If you are looking for me to post photos of me doing fancy asanas from primary, intermediate, or third, or something like that, no, you're not going to see it. I talk about the yoga in the context of how it affects and fits into your life. That's important to me. That's what yoga is about to me, is using the practices to deepen your awareness and consciousness in this life and to have a deeper experience. And so I respond to the yoga that way. When I was coming up or raised in the yoga community, and it's not a new concept. It was, this is in the, say, early and mid 2000s when I was first getting online, and they had easy boards where you could have questions and all that stuff and chat with people who were also doing other things that you were doing. So 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, and 20 years ago, there were some great interviews done with some of the older practitioners at the time. The older practitioners were, a lot of them are not teaching anymore. Some are deceased. One of them sticks out with me, and it was an interview from this easy board that I followed. One of the people started their own interview, and they were interviewing people who they could get to do the interviews with them. Because, remember, yogis, people from the West who went to India to learn yoga back in the 60s and the 70s, they were going as seekers. They were getting high here and touching other planes of consciousness and wondering how to do this naturally. And everyone would say you have to go to India because the yogis there do that. And so they were actually doing all these things for spiritual reasons. So when they would ask questions, they got spiritual answers. And the people got hung up on the asana side, which is not a problem. I say that all the time. Enjoy doing your asanas. Enjoy it. I enjoy mine some days. Some days I don't. But the Shastra says every sadhana that you're doing, especially yoga sadhana, is to be kept secret and private to yourself. You're not supposed to talk about it. Now, do I stand by that? Yes, I'll talk about it. If you and I are in Gokulam in a cafe and we bump into each other, and we sit and end up having a conversation about our asana practice or about our yoga practice, yes, I will discuss it with you because it's a personal and private conversation. Not necessarily private, but personal conversation. That sort of connection is very important to me. Connecting with people on a personal level, on the level of heart to heart, spirit to spirit, that's yoga. Touching your own spirit is yoga for you. Then learning how to touch someone else's spirit with your spirit is also spreading the yoga into your life. This is my interpretation. This is the way I see it. Okay, but publicly, I don't have to, and I am encouraged not to by Shastra, have a discussion about it. I have always had a hard time doing any physical exercise kind of thing. So when I first started doing the asana practice and when I first got a little bit of flexibility, I had my sister take all kinds of photos of me doing these poses because I couldn't believe it. And I would post them. Back then there was nothing to post them on. So I didn't post them anywhere. I would post them in my phone. I just kept them, I don't know, we didn't even have pictures. We didn't even have cameras on our phones back then. She actually took photos and I had the photos. So those photos are in a box in my mom's house. Just for me, because I couldn't believe I was doing this stuff, because I was never interested in working out or doing anything physically related with my body. I always was into the mystical, spiritual side of things. I don't have those photos. They are literally on a picture, like that we used to have. You had to take the film, you took a camera, you took the photo, then you took the film out when it was finished, and you took it to a pharmacy, and they developed the film for you, and that's how you got your pictures. And you had literal pictures. They weren't on your phone, and you could automatically touch the share button and share it to Facebook or Instagram. So that was the only time I actively took photos. Periodically here and there, since I have gotten older, I take a photo every once in a while. And I have posted a few. So if you scroll back some years, I think 2021 might be the last time I posted me doing one. But it was because I felt I had something to say when I posted the photo about the yoga. When I'm talking about these things and how they affect your life, I choose a photo of myself or a photo of nature or a photo of something that I feel goes along with the theme of what I'm writing about. And I post that, not me in a pose. Posting deep philosophical thought or a quote from some philosopher or from some rishi or yogi, and posting that with a picture of you doing an asana very often is out of context for me when I read it. I'm like, okay, what's this got to do? And I used to comment. I used to say, what's this got to do with that picture? You're doing a pose. Okay, Harmony Slater, and I know Harmony personally, so I'm okay saying this. Harmony will post, used to, I don't know if she still does, she used to post her doing an asana that had the name of a rishi or that had the name, and she would explain why that pose was named after that rishi or what it had to do with him, what it symbolized, what it had to do with that god it was named after or that animal. And that is valid. I always thought that was valid, and I appreciated it because I did actually learn some things. And I read a book about Vishwamitra because she posted about Vishwamitrasana from the 3rd series. I thought that was that was interesting and great. But when you post this thing about spirit and la 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 with you doing a handstand with your legs in Padmasana, and the correlation isn't there for me. This is me. Maybe someone else can see the connection there. I don't see it. Now, do whatever the fuck you want. It's your business. I'm not telling you how to post on your account. I don't care what you do. I follow people who I actually know. Sometimes I follow people who follow me and I'm interested in seeing what they have to say, and sometimes I then unfollow them, and sometimes I forget to unfollow them. I don't really put a lot of thought into my interaction, who I'm following and why, until I have a need to feel like, oh, why am I following this person? I don't, then you look at their Instagram and it's all selfies of them, and I'm like, I know what you look like, And I don't know you personally, so why do I want to look at a page of you with 172 selfies? Now, again, you can do that if you want, but I don't have to follow your account. And I don't mean anything against you by that. It just means I don't need to see 172 photos of you. It's not interesting to me. What's interesting to me is a lot of things that have to do with self-reflection. So a lot of those type of accounts I follow. Some philosophers, not very much. Some sages, rishis, like not rishis, like Neem Karoli Baba, Anandamayi Ma, Ramakrishna. I follow some of their official pages just to see their quotes because I enjoy and am inspired by some of their quotes. I do follow some yogis because I feel like some yogis who are Ashtanga yogis, because sometimes they write really great stuff and I love to read it. What they post with it is maybe not always what I would post with it, but that's not my business. It's not my account, but I do like how they write, so I read it. So, are you just looking at the pictures? I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that all day long on the internet, but that's kind of boring to me. So, you don't have to follow me if you don't want to. It's okay. I don't need you to follow me. If you're my friend, you don't have to follow me. I don't really get disturbed by these type of things. But are you reading what's being written? Because I put a lot into what I write. It comes from my heart. Every once in a while it comes from my head. When I'm in a really good day, it comes from the connection of my head to my heart. And that is where I write from. Stream of consciousness very often. I don't have a plan. I just kind of do what comes out. Next time you're reading, and the thing is too, I'm making this video and I'll post a segment of it on my Instagram, but maybe you won't watch the video and then you won't understand what I'm talking about, but some people will because they follow my YouTube channel and they get the notification there's a new video, so they watch it and they're interested. And then we have a conversation or we have a back and forth that's very intriguing and inspiring, and that is connection to me. So that's why I do it. I post to find another way of connection. On Facebook, people say on Facebook, nobody uses Facebook. I have a lot of interaction on Facebook because I write a lot on Facebook. Instagram people tend to maybe read less. Maybe they don't read. Maybe they're there for the photos. But I post them to both things. Often, not always. And I get sometimes when the photos just right, I get great interactions on Instagram. But when the words are great, I get great interaction on Facebook. I don't know. More and more and more. I just want to take everything and turn it inside and not have any of these things. Because if it's interacting with people who are interested and intrigued, and you're doing the same with someone else's account that's interesting to you and intriguing to you, that's great, and that to me is what all this is for. Maybe sometimes it's also for entertainment. I just watched a Leslie Jones video of her going off on a lady's headband, and it was hilarious and made me laugh, and I needed to laugh today because I'm a crabby bitch most of the time, so when I get a chance that something that sparks laughter in me, I'm very excited by that. And that's okay too. It's all okay. Do what you're going to do with your account, and let me do what I'm going to do with my account. And if you don't like it, unfollow me. You don't have to follow me. It's okay. And if you do like it, great. Keep coming back and we'll see what more interaction we can make. Okay? Have a great evening. Have a great morning, whatever it is, wherever you are on the planet. And I try daily to enjoy life. I don't always succeed. Like I said, I'm a crabby bitch. So it's very hard for me to enjoy things. But when I'm having that moment and I am enjoying, I appreciate it. And I'm going to live in that moment as long as I can until the next one comes. So try to do the same. Enjoy your life. Whatever comes up. Enjoy that something made you angry because it's making you know that you're alive. Enjoy when something made you sad because it's making you feel your emotions. And your emotions need to be active and come to the surface so that you're not burying them and holding on to things and creating problems for yourself later. Just try to enjoy things more. Okay? And that's all I got. Gotta go do temple work for the evening. And I will talk to you again soon. Ciao.